peace, and love, unconditional love, like the Christ consciousness wants you to have. Not saying like the Christ consciousness wants you to have, but you know, just clowning, being facetious. Happy now, peace. Hope y'all staying in the moment. Now's the vibrate. You know what I'm saying? Gotta do the motions. Not too far in the past. Not too far in the future. Right now. I did that with one hand because I'm holding a page in this book. But basically though, this video I just want to reflect on the book The Power of Now, you know. It's been a while. I read it all, matter of fact. One of my second books I read after The Alchemist. Matter of fact, yeah, I haven't read my first book until I was like 28. Because the stuff in school, you know, matter of fact, when they tell you got ADHD and all this type of stuff when you're in school, it's not you. It's just the material that they feeding your soul and your conscious could sense the bullshit and a lot of stuff they teaching you, so you naturally don't pay attention. So like with the books, like when you tell me to read a To Kill a Mockingbird and I'm just reading all these different little stories and I'm reading just to read, like I don't get, like I'm not finding out about the universe or the pyramids or nothing. Like I'm just reading a dry ass story of some people, you know. I never could, you know. I couldn't keep my attention long enough. So I guess since I couldn't keep my attention long enough, maybe I got ADHD and I can't pay attention now because I don't feel like listening to a story that ain't gonna help me. I'm crazy. As a matter of fact, that bring everything into full surface of kind of like what I'm talking about. Like I'm righteous in my mind and everything with my ways and liberty and everything, but I could be considered the crazy person, you know what I'm saying, in this world, you know, because of the fact that this world is filled with insanity, man. Like what's going on with humans and just everything in general, like from the killing of Earth, like, you know what I'm saying, like where, like true insanity, like where you do the same thing expecting different results. You know, you go to these same doctors and get these same poisons expecting different results. You vote for these same politicians who related to each other and been fucking over you expecting different results. Like that's insanity. You go through with all this and then point the finger at a North Korea and talking about how I look at them, they ain't got no freedom. That's insanity, you know. And that's the world we live in, you know. As a matter of fact, coming from this book, the pollution of a planet is only an outward reflection of an inner psychic pollution. Millions of unconscious individuals not taking responsibility for the inner peace. You know what I'm saying? So everything you see, all this pollution and things that's going on right now in the, you know, in the world, that starts within. Like I said, when somebody's not insane on the inside, that insanity comes out, you know, and manifests into the world, you know. So when you got insane people thinking that, you know, pharmaceuticals and this and that is going to help you, then, you know, bring it into the physical world, and that's the insanity of the physical world. Everybody thinking that some man-made poison is going to help you other than something that comes straight from God, from source. Or another insanity of preaching about the Christ-like consciousness and all this in the Bible, but not being like that. You know what I'm saying? And every time I bring up the Bible, that's just one of the first little reference books that everybody know. But the Bible from the Quran, that's all religions stem down from the teachings of Kemet. But, you know, as a Rastafari, I just gotta let y'all know. Truth and love. But anyway, you know, insanity, you know, the insanity from within get manifested into the outside world. So when you see all this pollution on the planet and all these bad, you know, situations going on and everything's just, you know, out of rut, like the weather's bad, all this type of thing, that's the insanity from within the humans that, you know, they manifesting it outside their body, you know. Because it's just so much. And matter of fact, like with the egotistical mind, like the egotistical mind is just, you know, it's it's sickening, and the egotistical mind is just like a ship sinking. You know, it wants somebody to go down with it, you know. It don't want to be by itself as it's sinking. It want to bring you down. That's why the ego always trying to make you believe in debt. The ego is always trying to make you get into some type of anger mode or negative mode, because it knows negativity is going to create the type of environment that it could thrive in. You know what I'm saying? Your ego thrives in separating itself, you know, and sometimes in some forms of negativity, you know what I'm saying? But the ego, like I said, is like a sinking ship that's trying to bring your spirit and your soul down. Your ego is, like I said, my other videos is like Maya, the devil, like it's that illusion of this physical form, you know what I'm saying? If you fall victim to it, you know, you end up never detaching from it, because this is not your true form. This is not your true state. Being in this physical body attached to all these physical things, you know. Your true state is a spiritual being, you know, built in the likeness of Source, you know, a fractal of Source. You know, that basically is everything and is in everything, you know, and everywhere, you know. We are all one. We're infinite beings, matter of fact, to be exact. Anything that is done with negative energy will become contaminated by it, and in time give rise to more pain and more unhappiness. I say with negative energy and the ego, always trying to reach, you know, and grab for something. Like I say, with the illusion of death and all this, like your ego, like keep trying to bring you like to thinking like, oh man, I gotta do this before I die, or this and that before I die. You never die. We never die. There's no such thing as death. Like, death is the illusion. Matter of fact, there's so many parables and things of that nature from all, like, ancient literature, you know what I'm saying, where, you know, where the Bible and the Quran gives its text from. There's all kind of Kemetic principles that teach you about, you know, the universal laws and how death is an illusion and how to overcome this. And matter of fact, speaking of that, you know, like even dealing with Kriya Yoga, I've been reading the book Autobiography of a Yoga, and it talks about that, like detaching yourself from, you know, from that karmic energy of, you know, feeling attached to Maya, you know, like detaching yourself from that illusion by, you know, by doing Kriya Yoga. And Kriya Yoga, you know, strengthens your spirit like so quickly and so fast that what just a little bit of Kriya Yoga could advance you so far, you know, in just a little moment. But I don't want to get too far. But yeah, the ego is always, you know, looking for something to cling on to. Let's see. Stress is caused by being here but wanting to be there, or being in the present but wanting to be in the future. So I always talk about being a now, happy now, you know what I'm saying? Like, now's the vibrate. You know, stress is caused by being here but wanting to be there. So by what that means is, like, you know, I'm at work, but I want to be at home. Or I'm at home, but I want to be at my mama's house. This and that. Like, when you're not happy or present, you know, or happy with your present moment, you know what I'm saying, you tend to create stress, you know what I'm saying, because you're thinking about wanting to be somewhere else, wanting to be in the past, I want to be in the future, you know what I'm saying? Like I always say, not the past, not the future. It's like, but that's how stress is created, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, also to play on that, like also dealing with psychological time, like, you know, psychological time has to do with, you know, basically throwing you off and stressing you about things, making you think about a little deadline, or, you know, like, oh man, I gotta hurry up and be somebody. I gotta hurry up and do this. I gotta do that. Like, you know, so that time kind of, you know, it also adds extra stress to that situation. So not only you're not in the moment, but you're also looking at your watch like, damn, like, man, I'm ready for this to change. And, you know, you just physically entrapping yourself more. Like, all these things, like about the devil, all this Maya, is just, you physically entrapping yourself into this illusion. You know, like you gotta understand to connect back to spirit and separate yourself from, you know, from your physical 666 carbon suit. You know. Also, one more point. I ain't gonna say one more point. Let's see. The mind unconsciously loves problems because they give you an identity of sorts. This is normal and it is insane. So back to being unconscious and, you know, loving to bring problems. Because when you bring problems, all kind of problems give you identity, like, you know, like not paying your light bill like when you're supposed to. It makes you who you are, like, you know, like different things, you know what I'm saying, kind of, you know, how can I say, it's put in place to define you, you know, by your ego. Your ego, like I said, is constantly trying to find a way to attach to Maya, attach to this illusion, you know. Let's see. And focus your attention on the now and tell me what problem you have at this moment. That's what I always tell people. You know, the best way to really stay in the moment, you know, and I ain't gonna say one of the key little tools you could use. You know, I ain't gonna say the best way. One of the little tools you could use is always, you know, sitting down and bringing to your attention, like, you know, like what, you know, nothing's wrong in this moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm happy right now. Or I am comfortable being where I'm at right now, you know what I'm saying? Or look at what you're doing, you know. That's why you always try to do things that, you know, that goes with what your heart, you know, feels right in your heart too, you know what I'm saying? That all has to resonate with being in the now. But like right now, I'm happy doing a video for y'all right now, you know, being in this moment. I don't want to be nowhere else right now. Like, as a matter of fact, is that understanding, knowing that I can be everywhere whenever I want to, you know, through astral projection and just knowing that I'm, you know, one with the omnipresent, you know, source. Like, as a matter of fact, because it's that perfect, you know, they talk about that, matter of fact, not to switch books, but again, the autobiography of a yogi, well, Lahira Mayasaya, one of the first Kriya Yoga gurus. He was one of the first. Matter of fact, right after Babaji, you know, Babaji, you know, who taught him, you know. But right after that, he was like kind of like the first yogi, you know, that, you know, from what I read, to be able to live that dual life where he was married, he had a job, worked and all this, but still was a Kriya Yoga guru, you know, at the same time. So he had all this, you know, balanced at once. You know, a matter of fact, and he asked for that power because at first Babaji didn't want to, you know, allow him to be able to, you know, like, it was strict on who he could allow to, you know, do Kriya Yoga. But then he asked, he's like, man, with all these struggles in the world, man, excuse me, he was like, with all these struggles in the world and stuff like that, and these people, you know, that won't come close to even knowing what Kriya Yoga is, he's like, allow me to be able to, you know, touch them with that spirit and teach them, you know, to just the people with just a faint of interest, you know, allow me to teach them too. Because, you know, like I say, it has strict, you know, rules to who you could teach. Like, well, a person would damn near have to be close to, you know, that guru level to even be, you know, welcome into it, initiated into Kriya Yoga, so to speak. You know, you would have to be almost, you know, damn near a guru or yogi yourself before even being initiated. But Lahira Mahasaya asked for everybody, you know, to be able to bring in everybody. Well, he was one of the first, like I said, one of the first yogas to be able to have that balanced life, had kids, was married, worked, and was a Kriya Yoga guru, you know. So it's all about, too, bringing all that, you know, in full circle, which whatever your path is, your path, you know. Some of us, we're going to be, you know, straight up yogis, or, you know, or I should say straight up spiritual. Some of us going to be straight up earthly. Some of us going to be positive. Some of us going to be negative, you know. But I don't want to go too far off. But, you know, just always remember to focus, you know, focus on the moment and stay in the now, you know, because you create nothing but stress for yourself whenever you go outside of the moment or whenever you feeling like you're uncomfortable where you're at. That's why you always try to do things and be places, like get jobs that you're gonna feel happy with. Where in that moment you could just feel like, all right, yeah, I'm happy where I'm at right now, you know, because that's that true liberation, you know, from well, one of the truest liberations is, you know, being in that moment and not stressing to want to be in different moments or being in a different place, because you know that brings that unconditional happiness about, you know, and that's, you know, spiritually liberating. But peace. Happy now, of course. You know. Hope y'all stand in the moment. Not too far in the past. Not too far in the future. Right now. I'll let y'all.